Okay. Time to kill my channel.
So there's been drama circulating within the Thomas fandom, and judging by the video title and the thumbnail, you already know what we're talking about. We're talking about the Steamy Awards. This video will end up being unscripted, so I'm sorry if I end up going on a rambling mess. There might be some things that I forget to say, or some things that I don't do a good job explaining. So, after this video, if you have a question or a concern, just leave me a comment down in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you. That said, I think the whole grudge that's being held against PlayDon'tPause is fucking stupid. Now, there have been several different things that have been done wrong in the Steamy Awards. For one example, it should not have been a review video, because in his review videos, he points out all the good and bad of every single video, which he has also done in Steamy Awards. But the whole point of an awards video is not to point out the bad, but to point out the good in every single thing. That isn't to say that he dislikes the video because of all those points, but regardless, the whole point of the awards video is to point out all the good stuff, not all the bad. Another thing is, he should have gotten more than one judge. PlayDon'tPause has always looked into every single thing, down to editing, to cinematography, every single thing. But there are some things that he doesn't always take into consideration, which is why it's always good to have more than one judge. Because more than one judge always provides a broader perspective. And lastly, he shouldn't have done the whole Thomas and Gordon segment. That Thomas and Gordon segment, tearing down every single thing that made the video wrong, was just unnecessary, because he wasn't even talking about that video. He was talking about the later video that got nominated. But I will come back to that. Let's divulge into the stuff that is gonna piss you off. Firstly, copyright. One of the main problems I keep seeing pop up in the whole Thomas fandom about the video itself is permissions. This is gonna suck to say, but y'all don't really have much of a choice. There's a law that keeps us content creators floating. Fair use. If you have something that is out to the public, not private, out to the public, then it is not something that you can request to be taken down. I mean, you can, but the whole point is PlayDon'tPause does not need to take that down. So I'm sorry to people like the Blue Snowplow, which, by the way, Blue Snowplow, I've seen your stuff. Really nice work. I'm sorry to people like you, because he doesn't need to. That's a simple damn truth. He does not need to. And on another note, even if he didn't have to, he has still taken stuff down just because people have requested it to. The whole reason he hasn't taken every single thing out is because then he would have no video. All those months of writing, editing, and compiling every single thing together, all gone. And you don't want that as a content creator. No one does. Another issue that I've seen a lot, and I'll combine 2 points together, is, for one, Victor Tanzic choosing a content creator over another. This was especially a case for Victor Tanzic with Stories of Sodor. People do not like Victor Tanzic. And I can understand why. Victor Tanzic is a questionable human being who does questionable things. But if you know Victor Tanzic, you know Victor Tanzic for at least one thing: Stories of Sodor. That said, many of you have said that it was riding Victor Tanzic's dick throughout that whole segment. Especially with the comment, he has done things better than the RWS. Now, I should probably go ahead and mention now that I've talked with PlayDon'tPause. Very pleasant chat, by the way. He's a really nice person. I've talked with him, and I've asked him about it, because even I agreed he might have been riding the dick a little bit, riding the tip a little bit, with that whole RWS comment. The explanation he gave me really helped clear some things up, and I have to end up agreeing with him. He's put it like this: RWS has had a lot of things where they write some things down and then they just forget about them later. This is also a common thing with the TVS, where they forgot about people like Boko. Victor Tanzic had all of the RWS and TVS content at his disposal. And he used those ideas, as well as real life events, and he aligned every single thing together to help create a storyline that is more clean and gives everything more value and importance than the RWS did. That was his whole point. He just had a bad way of wording it. I know some of y'all are still going to be upset about that, but personally, I have to agree with him. And one last thing I want to point out is the Thomas Gordon segment. The Thomas Gordon segment was unnecessary. And I explained this to PlayDon'tPause as well. And believe it or not, he agreed with me. After I explained to him that, hey, this was unnecessary, there were better ways to go about it. Like, let's just say, for example, let me put it to you the way I told him how he could have fixed it. He could have said this. He could have done without that. Especially, it would have really helped in not having to record as much or edit as much. Now that I have pissed off the fandom, let me go ahead and just piss you off one more time. Do I think the video needs to be taken down? Despite my channel and my content being brought up 2 different times, actually not even 2 different times, 3 different times. Despite that, if you asked me before my talk with PlayDon'tPause, I would have said yes. And I'm saying this just so y'all don't think I'm being biased. But now I don't think it needs to take it down. The Steamy Awards was a great idea on paper. It had all the great intentions behind it. But it was so poorly executed that the Thomas fandom turned on PlayDon'tPause instead. That being said, I don't think the video should be taken down because the video, despite all its flaws, does one thing that the Thomas fandom really needs. It does shine a light on all the smaller content creators out there that many people don't know about. That was his whole intention in the first place, was to shine a light on all the content creators. And his original plan, even, was to let the voters decide on polls who should have won for these different awards. But the thing is, people were still nominating other bigger content creators for several different things. Like, for example, Victor Tanzic was nominated for Best Music. Last time I checked, Victor Tanzic doesn't make music. He didn't want the bigger content creators to steamroll all the smaller content creators. His whole point was that the smaller content creators deserve a chance to shine as big as the bigger content creators. So while poorly executed, I still think it does just that. It shines a light on several different people. Now, I wanted to make this video because I've personally chatted with PlayDon'tPause, and he's probably not going to be too happy with me for saying this part, but it hurts me to see someone get so scared because the whole fandom is turned on him for making one bad video. A bad video with good intentions. I love y'all. Y'all are my main motivation for this channel. Y'all are what brings this channel life. Y'all are human beings that want something nice to enjoy. Y'all are entitled to watch what y'all want, and I am personally so grateful that y'all chose to watch me, to watch this video, to watch all my other videos. That said, y'all gotta realize that us content creators are just like you guys. We watch content, and we make content ourselves, but at the end of the day, what do we all have in common? We're all human beings. And for content creators, we all have one bad video, one bad clip somewhere out there in the world. Take Wildcat for example. He uploaded a video that included one bad segment where he was kind of being a dick to his friend, and he had the video taken down and made a public apology to Nogla.
Wildcat, I just wanted to mention why I deleted my video for today. I privated it. The very last 5 to 10 seconds, I was a dick to Nogla. I admit it, and I feel bad about it. I knew at the time I was being a douche, and I apologized immediately after. But the clip was left in the video. Should not have been in the video, and a lot of people were upset. I just want you to know I was a dick. I apologized to Nogla immediately after. I texted him right after we got done playing.
PlayDon'tPause is a content creator that made one bad video, and the whole fandom turned on him for it. And it's really sad to see, because in my opinion, I think this fandom is one of the greatest fandoms I've ever been grateful to be part of. Y'all are way nicer than the Dragon Ball Z fandom that I've had to deal with. Trust me, I've gotten a lot of mean comments, but y'all have been really positive, y'all have been really supportive, and I can't thank y'all enough. But to see everyone turn on PlayDon'tPause it's heartbreaking. Especially when I see Ty be scared to even make an apology video because he doesn't know how the fandom's gonna react. So, at the end of the day, PlayDon'tPause is gonna end up making his own video, apologizing a bit and explaining some of the stuff that I've already explained in this video. So, I just want to ask y'all, can y'all cut him some slack? Alright, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. Like I said, this is unscripted, so if y'all have a question or concern that I might not have addressed when I wanted to address it, please let me know in the comments below. And until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later.
I cannot thank you enough for sticking around to watch this video. This whole awards show wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for everyone's amazing contributions. Not only in the turnout for submissions, but in the material itself, and the generous people who helped get the word out with their own videos and posts. Heck, I even got a few memes sent my way, which was genuinely funny. I really liked those. If I can break script for a moment, I just want to say how much this fandom means to me. It is incredible that all these creators from all walks of life, who make some of the best media I've ever seen, have come together over this funny little blue train and all his friends. It's people like you who make this video, no, this fandom, what it is. Whether it's making models, composing music, or just sharing a laugh. This is one community that I will never ever tire of seeing pour their heart and soul into what they do. Sure, we might never get a resurgence of the show we all know and love. And for some, the fun of making content like this might end one day. But right now, in this moment, I am proud beyond belief to say that I am part of a community that has not only pushed me to be the best I can be, but continues to inspire others, and in some cases, help them find their way. Thank you so much for making all of this come together. I hope we can do it again someday.